All right, we're getting all set up here with the next runner, KirbyMastah. I highly encourage that you all spam your favorite cat-based emote because KirbyMastah would really appreciate that right now while he's getting everything set up for his run. In the meantime, we do have a bid war between the two routes of Fire Emblem Sacred Stones, between Aratham and Erica route. Currently, Erica route is in the lead by a decent amount, like over $100. You have some time here to snipe that if you want to see Aratham instead, which I might remind you, Aratham is considered the harder route. So feel free to snipe it right now because this is your last chance to make that happen. All right, looks like we're all ready to start here. So, whenever you're ready, Kirby.
All right, are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
Okay. One thing to say before I start a run. So there is a character named Amelia in this game. She is notoriously, by Fire Emblem experts, to be the worst character in the game. But a lot of people like her for some weird reason. So it's up to you guys to decide whether I should keep her alive or kill her off. So I'm going to be tweeting that out. And I want to hear all your arguments in the donation comments on whether I should keep her alive or kill her off.
I was just going to tweet you, kill her.
I will. It is up to you guys. And by the time I get to the chapter with Amelia, I will make a decision based on donation comments. So get to it, guys. All right. Are you ready? Ready? Okay.
All right, which round are we doing? Which round are we doing?
Oh, yeah, which round are we doing?
Yes. Well, let's go ahead
Erica.
here. It's looking going to be Erica. We have $236.
Ooh.
Good. That's a better marathon route.
Says you.
All right, countdown?
Yep.
All right.
So,
3, 2, 1, go. Oh, yeah.
Whatever.
So this is Fire Emblem 8, Sacred Stones, the second game in the Fire Emblem series and outside of Japan, and the 8th game total, and the 3rd game on the GBA. So as a disclaimer, I'll be going a bit slower than usual to help people keep up. So this is our main lord, Erica. Her stats kind of suck. This is Seth. He's a god, and he has a horse, and you'll be seeing a lot of him. So yeah.
And not much of Erica, except, you know, her just kind of sitting there being ferried to stuff. She does get a few kills, though.
She does get like 4 kills in the run, I think. But yeah, for those not familiar with the game, about a third of the way through the game, you can decide to choose between one of two main protagonists to follow, Erica or Ephraim, who are twins, and Erica's route wins, so I'm going to be following her route. So could you explain chapter objectives?
Okay, so that right there was a kill the boss chapter, which is self-explanatory. All missions should have a boss at the end of it. Sometimes there's multiple bosses at it. Normally they're detected by that shield icon you see there by the Armored Knight. And they're usually the strongest enemy on the map. And on kill boss chapters, just killing them ends the chapter outright. This one's a different map. This is a siege map, which not only do you have to get the boss off the gate, but you have to have your lord seize the gate, which involves walking onto it and seizing it directly.
Another thing to mention about bosses, especially in siege chapters, is that they tend to be on a different tile type than other units. So you can see that there are some houses, forts, mountains, and so on. Various terrain types have different properties. So neutral is plains. Forest gives you +1 defense and +20% evasion. And the throne, basically, that guy was on, gives even more, as well as healing per turn at the end of the turn if they've been damaged.
It's actually their start of their turn.
Yeah.
Start of their turn.
All right, so we just got a few new units. Could someone explain Vanessa?
Sure. Vanessa is a Pegasus Knight. So she flies on a winged horse. And, well, you can see her floating over that mountain right now. You're going to see a lot of that. She normally doesn't have much strength, but we're just going to have to hope for the best and, you know, hope that she turns out all right for this run.
Yeah. Pegasus flying units specifically are usually very useful in Fire Emblem runs, just due to their increased mobility of being able to go anywhere they want. However, I believe they also lose terrain bonuses as well, which is the downside, yeah. Because you're in the air, there's nothing to defend you with.
All right, so Vanessa, we want to level her up a lot, so I'm going to be giving her some kills right now. She's hopefully going to turn out to be a good flying combat unit. And this is a route chapter, which, again, the objective is to kill every enemy on the map. Seth can't do everything by himself.
Ooh, nice crit.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good crit.
And that's against the weapon triangle, too. She has a lance, which is weak against axes.
Yeah, which are weak against swords, which are weak against lances in return. Hence the triangle part.
Basically what it does is if you're fighting neutral, you don't get any bonuses or penalties. But if you're fighting strong, you get a bonus to hit and a bonus to damage, 1 point extra damage. And if you're fighting against it, conversely, you get a penalty instead.
Yeah, so normally Fire Emblem gameplay just revolves around abusing this triangle as much as possible.
All right, who wants to buy javelins?
I got the controller.
Okay, you got it. Go, 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 go. Mash A, go, go.
Why is it slow? Oh, it's going.
Stop. We're good.
It's going to the convoy. That's why it's slowing down.
Yeah. So we just bought 10 javelins. We're actually going to need all 10 of them. Can someone explain what javelins do in this game?
Javelins are spears that can be used as a ranged weapon as well, so they can attack the unit next to you, like any normal spear could, but they also are like bows in that they can attack 2 spaces away. So they're very useful, obviously, for that reason, since it allows you to attack anything that's not right next to you.
Yeah, however, their downside is that they're generally weaker, as well as they have worse accuracy and they break faster. One of the used to be iconic mechanics of Fire Emblem was that weapons had durability, so the more you use them, the closer they got to breaking, and when they break, you just lose your item. So you want to conserve items a lot.
In addition, there's a lengthy little animation and sound effect that happens whenever a weapon breaks. It goes dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, it's about 3 seconds every time, so we're going to try to avoid breaking all weapons as possible. Some of them are unavoidable.
Oh yeah, so you can recruit more units on the map. We just recruited a thief named Colm, using an archer named Nami, or however you pronounce it.
Show me
Colm
the
is a
name.
thief. Colm is a thief. He can open doors, he can open chests, which is useful in like 2 chapters.
Let's see.
Now,
Yeah, they can open door, open chest, and open doors, open chest, and they can also steal items from enemies that are slower.
all right. So on a level up, we have 8 stats. And she just gains strength, speed, and defense. Could we go over what the stats do?
Yeah, so there's 7 stats that you can actually upgrade through level ups. They are HP, self-explanatory. Strength, which makes you deal more damage with weapons. Magic, which takes place of strength for spellcasters, which is the exact same but only for magic attacks, so tomes, and staves. Speed, which is used for avoid, hit rate, and if you have 4 or more speed than your target, you double attack them, so you attack twice to their once. And skill, which affects hit rate and crit chance as well. Then there's defense, self-explanatory, you take less damage. Resistance, you take less magic damage. Luck, which affects everything. And then there's an A stat called Constitution that you can't raise normally outside of promoting the unit, but it affects like how your penalty for carrying heavy weapons and which characters can rescue you, which is another mechanic of the Fire Emblem games. Anyone want to explain that one?
Yeah, rescue is essentially if you have a unit with high constitution up against near a unit with very low constitution, they can pull them into their space and they incur a speed penalty in doing so, but it keeps that unit from being attacked. So it's most commonly used if you, say, have a mage and they're right next to a gazillion swordsmen that are about to go destroy them. You can have, say, an armor knight run in, grab them, and protect them from the onslaught of attacks.
Or just have a Pegasus Knight ferry someone across the river. Meanwhile, as you can see, monsters!
Yeah, this game introduces monsters. This is the first chapter with them. They're pretty weak for the most part. And you this is a route chapter, so I have to kill every enemy unit on the map. And you see javelins being useful because that means Seth, who has a javelin equipped, can counterattack all the magic units.
Yeah, these magic units, the I ones specifically, have 1 to 2 range, so the javelin does as well. And that's why it's important for him to have a javelin, because otherwise they would be attacking him from 2 range, and yeah.
I guess now is a good time to just talk about the run overall.
Okay, yeah. So what just happened there, and I had to reset, was this game has a glitch that I have not been able to figure out, where a skeleton spawns in the wrong spot. I actually don't know why it happens, and I put in several hours into figuring it out. This only happens on console, and because that just happened, I had to redo this chapter, because it ruins everything for the rest of the run.
Yeah.
It hasn't happened in a long time, and of course it would happen in the marathon,
Yeah.
so hopefully it doesn't happen here again.
So the GBA Fire Emblems are special in that the way the RNG works for the entire game is that it's an infinite generated list that's predetermined when the game is started. So as long as you do the same actions every time, you will always get the exact same results. And with the help of an emulator and a Lua script, we can see the actual RNG script list itself. And with that, we can route out the game in advance. So we get all the desired results.
The trick then is doing it quickly, and that also correctly, of course. So you have to memorize
any single mistake will force a reset, essentially.
Yeah, you have to memorize a very long list of specific things that you have to do, the order in which you do them, the way you burn the RNG, which we'll get into. He just did a little bit of that there, actually, in the way he moved his cursor over. Consumed a couple RNG values because it had to determine a path to get to that enemy. And you'll see him doing a fair amount of that to get specific actions there.
Essentially, the line that the
Yeah.
No strength.
Yeah.
I screwed that up.
She was supposed to get strength there. She needs to get strength in every single level up, so that
I
means...
mixed up a burn and did a different burn.
Yeah, the two routes are confusing him because they are completely different from the very beginning.
Yeah, the Ephraim route does not use Vanessa. Instead, it uses a Wyvern Knight that you get later on. And so it kind of ignores her. But here, we actually need her to get strong.
Very.
So the general idea is that the RNG is rarely time-based. It's only used whenever you need it for level ups, combat, or when, as my couch mentioned, when you redraw paths. So basically, when you force the game to completely redraw a new character path, the game uses random numbers to generate a random path, assuming there's more than one possible path. So, yeah. And this being a route chapter, we have a minute or two for some donations.
Oh, and man, do I have some donations. Some people heard you talk about Amelia. Like, we have $5 from Anonymous that's saying, kill Amelia, because she needs to be babied, has mediocre growths, and they're better waifus in the game, such as Marissa. Basically, if you use Amelia, you have a suspect mind. We also have two separate $25 donations from Anonymous. Thank you very much. And we have a $50 donation from Cinder Phoenix saying, good luck to all the runners. And lastly, a bit late on this, I kind of jumped on. We didn't have the time to get this out there because there's some missing context here. It just says $6 from Grimman. I lied. Here's $6. Thank you regardless.
So I'm kind of tempted to kill off Amelia in this round, but if you want me to say not kill her, you've got some convincing to do.
All right, so every unit in this game has their own individual set of growths. So whenever you level up, it rolls a random number. And as long as the number it rolls for you is lower than the growth percentage, your stats goes up. And Vanessa doesn't really have the highest of growths, but we make do whatever we get.
Yeah, so her skill, speed, and luck growths are really good. I think skill and speed are like at least 60%, which is really good. Her strength is 35%, which is pretty bad. So I have to make sure that she gains strength as much as possible. Strength is the most important stat. If you can't do enough damage, you can't do certain strats. Speed is also important because if you have at least 4 more speed than your opponent, you can double attack them. And since Seth is already really fast with 13 speed,
14 now.
14 now,
Yeah.
he's double attacking everything here.
And skill makes a big difference as well because it makes the manipulation easier. If you're missing a lot of skill, then you need to get better numbers, and that might take time. Whereas if you have a higher skill stat, then
This
you
is
might just
especially
hit anyway.
notorious in Fire Emblem 6 speedruns where hit rates are notoriously bad, so much more burning of numbers has to happen in order to get to random number patterns that will actually work for the run.
So this is a
Okay,
pretty fun
this
strat.
is a strat that Rudath, a known tasser of the game, came up with. I made a variation of the route. Originally, he tries to avoid as much combat as possible, but I'm trying to feed kills to Vanessa. So I kind of made up a variation of this route. So I don't strictly need to kill the soldier, but for the RNG to work out properly, I am. And Vanessa is carrying Seth right now. And she's going to drop Seth all the way across the map like that. And Seth can reach the boss and kill him. And this is a defeat the boss chapter, so I can finish this in 3 turns. Nice crit. That was an 8% crit, I think.
Yeah,
She would not have killed that bandit without a crit.
and get a good level up right
Yeah.
after it too.
It's disgusting how
Wow,
good her
look at-
stats are, honestly.
Look at
Yeah.
that crit. Okay, so there's a guy named Joshua who's in the middle. He's a Myrmidon who are fast sword users. He has a killing edge, which has a 30% crit rate. He's going to try to get a crit on Vanessa and be a jerk, but Vanessa's going to show him how to properly crit. Like that. Bye, Joshua.
Yeah, Myrmidons are generally regarded as one of the best classes in the game due to the fact that you just gain high speed and crit everything they see.
I just want to state for the record that I am doing a casual playthrough of this game right now, and my Vanessa is 1 level higher than Kirby's Vanessa currently, and has a 5 strength.
I think 5 is her starting strength. I forgot if it's 5 or 6.
It's 5.
Okay. So this is Chapter 5X. This is kind of a side quest chapter where we're forced to use the other protagonist, Ephraim, for 1 chapter, along with 3 other cavaliers. This is a really boring chapter because it's a siege chapter. You have to carry Ephraim all the way through this long, winding corridor. It's kind of tedious, and you have to kill whatever's in the way.
Yeah, you can see that corridor. There's already a mage standing in the way there.
Like, look at
Direct.
this. Like, you have to go all the way around. Look at all these enemies. It's so annoying. So.
If only they just recognized your status as a lord and just got out of your way.
I mean, I would ask for donations in comments right now, but I kind of want to ramble about how annoying this chapter is. So I would prefer you hold off on that for now. There's a really delicious treasure room there, and I just got a door key, and I can use door keys to open doors. Kyle is going to take this door key and move Ephraim back here. Wait a second, I messed that up. Okay, good.
That's fine.
And Orson, who is kind of like the Seth of this chapter, spoiler alert, he betrays you. Is going to be carrying this chapter, but he betrays you after this chapter, so you want to make sure he's...
Don't forget to give Ephraim back his weapon.
Yes. I mean, no, yeah. Yes, okay. And now Ephraim is unequipped. Kyle wants to see what's behind this door, but he's going to back out because he doesn't want to get attacked.
Oh, there's an ambush in there. Get out.
Get out. Help.
Oh, what are you reaching for? Oh.
Hey, how's it going? I heard you like swords. I like axes. Let's trade there.
I like those DDR arrows you got there.
No, oh yeah, I see some DDR. Up, right, down, left.
Right, down, yeah.
So what was it? Right? Up, down, left, like that?
Yeah.
It's close enough. Alright, so this guy moves. I want him to not do anything. So I'm gonna rescue him. Whee! Okay.
Gotta save him from himself.
Chad is very confused right now.
So what just happened there is a glitch called, well, the enemy control glitch. Go figure. What he did was he opened the door, which because of a silly oversight in the program that we honestly don't know why it happens, it turns the default square, so the coordinates default are top left, into an actor tile. And so when that character from the opposing side went on there, after he opened the door, he reset and just gained control of the enemies. Not sure exactly why it happens or why it happens that way, but it does, and it's very useful, as you can see.
This guy is trying to learn how to read a light book, but he kind of can't, and he wants to learn how to use lances.
I like those two guys are chasing you too.
Yeah, these two guys, except they're like trying to use the wrong weapons. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
right,
so
peace out.
the enemy control glitch happens when you reset. When you reset the game, after enemy has stepped on the actor tile, ended his turn, and not died. The most infamous known use of this is the mine glitch, which is the exact same thing, but it's used with a mine instead, which is pretty much the one way everyone knows. There are multiple ways of doing that. That right there is the 0-0 glitch, the 0-0 version of it, which we don't know why it works. But
this game does not have mines, by the way.
Yeah, so.
But I bought a torch staff, used up the rest of my money to buy a torch staff, and I really want to see what's down past this village, so let's see what's past it.
A bunch of bad guys, it looks like.
Probably.
Shiny.
Oh, hey. Okay, so I do not need to do this technically, but I'm trying to feed Vanessa kills. And when I looked at the RNG here, there happens to be a 1, meaning Vanessa will probably get a crit. So I decided to route that in to give her more experience. This is a defeat the boss chapter, and I just moved the boss closer so I can actually reach the boss on turn 2. So yeah, I'm about to snipe him.
So yeah, on top of the 0-0 tile, which happens whenever you change a tile from either a immovable tile, which you can't move onto, into a tile you can move onto, such as doors opening, or the opposite, like going to a village, which closes the village down, which turns the 0-0 tile. There's the mine. Then there's torch staffs, which also turn the tile they're used on into an actor tile. So we just did that there.
I believe there are 6 known methods to activate ECG. You're going to see 3 of them in this run.
Yeah, you just saw 2 of them right there.
Yeah, you already saw 2 of them. This run might be dead because I forgot Seth.
Oh, no.
Well, I'll make it work out. We don't need Seth for this chapter. He can take a break.
Yeah, he probably needs one, honestly. He's going to be doing a lot
Kirby,
of
what
work.
are you doing? Archers against Pegasus.
Oh yeah, Pegasus Knights are weak against archers. Bows do have effective damage on Pegasus Knights. What that means is the weapon has triple effectiveness. What that means is...
The might, basically, the amount of damage, yeah, that the weapon does is tripled.
What a convenient crit.
Yeah, well, that is a very convenient crit.
Erica's first kill and level up. Woo! Oh, those are actually really good stats for her.
That is a good level up.
That's a really good level up.
All right, so I typically want to avoid combat, but I need Vanessa to hit level 10 by the end of next chapter. So I'm going to be giving her as many kills as I can without losing too much time. And these soldiers are terrible units. They have notoriously terrible stats, so a lot of people in the Fire Emblem community call them lolgers because they have LOL stats. Like most of their stats are 0 or 1, which is hilarious. So Vanessa has an easy time killing them off. It's pretty great.
But yeah.
Basically, they're just giant bags of experience.
Yeah.
But getting back to the previous point about Pegasus Knights and Archers. Bows versus
Ow.
Pegasus Knights equals bad for Pegasus Knight. Quite simple.
That hurts.
Yeah, as you saw there.
So I can end the chapter now, but again, Vanessa needs to hit level 10. So I'm going to give her that kill. And I remember to do that. I keep forgetting to do that in some runs. And if I save over that, I have to start over the entire
Oh my
run.
God.
Which would be bad.
Yeah, I
But-
wouldn't recommend that right now.
Yeah, that's probably a bad idea. All right. Articom. So this is another Cease chapter. And I'm not deselecting units I'm not using because it wastes time. We're going to see some Franz get 1 kill. Franz is a unit that's basically Seth minus 20 levels, so he's actually very good. In the Japanese version of the game, he starts with level 1 and with 8 strength, 8 speed, which is ridiculous. The English version nerfed him to have 7 strength, 7 speed, which is still ridiculous.
So yeah, the reason why we're running the Japanese version is that when they localized it in English, they made a ton of changes. Some make sense, some make no sense. Don't know why. And because of that, the entire route has to be changed all over. And it's also slower, I believe.
Yeah, the big reason why Japanese is significantly faster is that if you saw me do enemy control glitch a few times and or reset between chapters, I completely skipped the title screen and or jumped straight back into the chapter. You can do that by holding start, but you cannot do that in an English version. And this saves almost a minute in the long run. A lot of time. That's the main reason, but there are other differences that matter. I should have done that a bit slower so people can keep up. I kind of forgot.
Yeah.
So there,
Oh, wow.
he just traded a bunch of items and switched Erica over to Seth's.
Yeah,
Seth's
so
speed.
this chapter is kind of cool. Seth and Vanessa are carrying Erica and Colm. Remember, Colm is a thief that can open doors. Normally, if all I wanted to do was reach the throne and finish the chapter, I would just have Seth carry Erica and finish the chapter, which is the Ephraim route strat, which is very boring in my opinion. But I have 2 other side objectives in the Erica route. 1, Vanessa has to hit level 10 by the end of this chapter, because in order to promote someone, in other words, advance their tier or class, they have to be at a level 10 minimum. Other reason is that you need a promotion item to promote someone. Nice
Crit.
2% crit. The game rolls a 0 right there, so a 1% crit would work.
Ooh, animation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yummy.
The
But yeah.
GBA fire emblems have really fancy animations everywhere.
The sprite work in this game really was fantastic.
Oh, hey, Ephraim. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I'm going to turn this back on. So this is for you, Ephraim fans.
This is for you, Wandering Mind.
It's for you, Wandering Mind. Woo!
Woo!
Useless crit! Woo!
Yeah.
All right. Okay, I need to remember to turn off animations now, or else I'm going to lose a lot of time. All right, so that's another burn there to manipulate Seth's level up. All right, so there is an Elysian Whip, which is a promotion item, in the treasure chest room on the upper left corner. It's unfortunate that it costs around 2 minutes to get, but it makes a huge difference, and it saves so much time in the long run. Like, you really want to promote Vanessa as soon as possible. Yeah, and in terms of promotion, Seth, we never mentioned this, but Seth is a already promoted unit, so we call him a pre-promote. Some people like to label him as a Joggin, which is a pre-promoted paladin who has good starting stats but bad growths. In Seth's case, he actually has the best growths in the game, like some of the best growths in the game. I don't know why.
Yeah, the only problem is that he doesn't really get much experience from combat in the early game. And if you consider that a problem, really, he still ends up really strong. You just don't want to overuse him.
By the way, mine says thank you.
Woo! That crit.
Wait till you see the one-range paladin crit animation. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. It's great.
Or really any of the sword users as well.
Ah, I forgot to turn this one off. Okay, so that thief. Okay, that thief. Vanessa has 17 speed. This thief has 13 speed. But I did some manipulation not only for the crit on the boss, but also for this thief to have 13 speed. He can spawn with 14 speed, meaning Vanessa cannot double him. So and yes, enemy stats are randomly generated.
Right, yeah. They also burn random numbers.
So I have to keep an eye out for that if there's a reinforcement on the chapter that shows up, including the thief. So here's a bit of manipulation to make sure Colm and Vanessa both survive, because they're not exactly very durable.
And
Especially
Erica.
Colm.
Yeah.
Especially Colm. Oh, frick.
Oh, you forgot to
I
turn
forgot
off
to turn off
animations again.
animations.
Oh, you can see some night animations here.
Oh, well.
And the mage animations.
Woo!
Just chuck a spear
Just chuck
and
the spear.
chuck the javelin and have it come back to you.
By the way, can I just read this real quick?
Yeah, we are good for donations now.
Yeah, I got $15 from that crit luck. saying, "Hey Kirby, friendly reminder, I'm paying $5 for every crit that happens.
Yeah, I
It
saw
would
that.
really help me keep track on if the couch or someone could yell out critical or crit every time it happens."
If you hear us yell, you'll just assume it's a crit.
We make no promises.
Yeah.
All right.
In HDQ, I tried to make a bet where I would donate $1 per crit. Easy to say, we lost track really quickly.
Wait, we were doing that?
I was supposed to do that, but I forgot.
All right. We also have $10 from Wimpage.
Wimpage!
Grimpage!
Yeah. So Seth don't need no speed wing.
Yeah. If you were missing the joke, Amelia, who is a trash unit, carries a speed wing, and that is her best use. So Grimpage is saying killer.
Good level up.
All right. And we also have $25 from Jay saying, "Kirby, I was going to donate for the Ephraim route, but Mike distracted me at work. After all, Spear has the triangle advantage over Sword."
That is one of my coworkers.
Oh, no, your coworkers have found out.
Oh god, yeah.
You're now known.
I am now known. Oh no. All right, so this is the Elysian Whip. Again, I could have ended this around 2 turns ago, but I need that
Yeah,
whip.
that is specifically a promotion item for flying units and only flying units.
So this is basically marks the end of the beginning of the run, the first third. This is where we decide to choose between Irika and Ephraim, and as you guys donated, you made the better choice.
Okay, let me ask you this, Kirby. What would it take to not have Amelia die?
Something very convincing from a donation comment.
You heard it here, folks.
Very convincing.
How long
Convince
do we
them.
have for that?
It's quite a while actually.
Yeah.
Probably
Okay.
like 20 minutes.
All
Yeah, she
right.
doesn't show up until late.
You have less time in Ephraim's route, but because Amelia shows up. Hold on, let me do this menu a bit. But yeah, she shows up on this chapter in Ephraim's route, but not Irika. I mean, she technically does in Irika, but I cleared this chapter so quickly that she never appears.
Oh yeah, something introduced to this game is that when you promote a unit, you get there's a promotion tree, so you can choose which class you promote to out to.
Yeah.
This is not
And
present in-
Vanessa gained 4 Constitution plus 2 Speed. I'll keep that in mind, because that is one of the biggest perks of her promotion.
We're just giving her 100 javelins. Why not?
More javelins! Javelins!
All the javelins.
All the javelins. Not enough javelins. All right, so this is the start of a series of longer chapters. Because this is a route chapter. You have like around 30 units to kill, 23. So there are some reinforcements that show up. And as you can see, Vanessa is going to put in work.
And Seth.
And Seth, but that's kind of by default.
Yeah, not that one chapter.
But the thing about route chapters is that the weakness behind using like only 1 or 2 strong units is they can't be everywhere at once. So I need to use 2 other units just to clean up 1 enemy each. There's a pirate that's really close to my starting spot, and Seth and Vanessa are already so far away, so I'm using another cavalier we recruited called Kyle. He has a pretty respectable strength stat, although he doesn't double the pirate, but he can kill the pirate in 2 hits. This guy right here, with a steel sword. And I'm also going to be using Arthur, who is a mage, to kill another unit on turn 3. So that's going to be great.
Oh, specifically,
Ow.
it's a priest, right?
It's a mercenary.
Oh,
There's a
no,
mercenary.
Arthur. Arthur.
Yeah, Arthur. Mhm.
Okay, specifically a priest, which uses light magic.
Technically monk, but yeah.
Oh,
same
monk,
idea.
yeah, monk.
Yeah, there's also a magic tree for, or a weapon tree triangle for magic. If I can speak, think the words that I want to say. Dark beats anima magic, which is fire and the like.
Fire, wind, lightning.
Yep. And that in turn beats light magic, which in turn beats dark magic. The eyes that you saw, those beasts, they all have dark magic.
Yeah, also, with anima magic, there's also another triangle within that.
Well, the triangle when the anima magic doesn't exist in the GBA games. That's the Path of Radiance and Radiance.
Yeah.
That always
confusing.
trips me up.
It's confusing. All right, so
That
that's the
tripped me up
boss. Vanessa activated a skill called Pierce on him. Pierce is a skill you learn when you promote to a Wyvern Knight. And the activation rate is your level percent, so she activated a 1% chance to activate Pierce. What Pierce does is it negates your target's defense, so you deal damage as if they have 0 defense. That's important for this boss because while Vanessa can kill the boss in 2 hits with a better weapon, she has to use a javelin because she has to counterattack a shaman who is in the middle of the map here. And this is a route chapter. Javelins are important because they allow you to kill as many units as you can on enemy phase. So, speaking of which, Seth is going to be in a position where there's a Myrmidon, you see him right now in the lower left corner. Seth needs to kill that guy, but there's going to be a mercenary that spawns above him. but it's impossible for Seth to be in the attack range of both of them at the same time. So Seth cannot kill them both on turn 3. And I need to get a 3 turn on this map, or else I lose over a minute because there will be a lot of reinforcements that show up. So you'll see how I handle that soon. So Seth will kill this guy first. Okay. Tana is another Pegasus Knight. She's kind of a support fairy bot, and she just dropped Arthur in range of this mercenary. Nice crit!
Nice.
So the reason I use Arthur is because, one, he targets resistance, and most enemy units have lower resistance.
Well, most units in general just have no resistance.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Arthur does a good chunk of damage, even though he's under leveled. And 2, he uses a Lightning Tome, which has 5% crit. So I can manipulate that crit pretty easily to kill that mercenary in 1 hit.
Hey, an Axe Breaker.
Yeah, I'm not going to use it.
Axe Reaver.
Yeah.
There are specific weapons that reverse the triangle itself, so that's one of them.
And so for that one, normally lances are weak against axes and strong against spears. That one would be, or swords. That one would be weak against swords and strong against axes. So.
The weapon triangle isn't like the end-all be-all though. Like if you're winning on the weapon triangle, you gain plus 15 hit, plus 1 might, but that's reversed if you're on the losing end. But like you can still kill enemies fine if you're losing the weapon triangle. Like there's a bunch of axe users Vanessa just killed with a lance. So.
I mean, yeah, but you're like 15 levels higher than them.
Yeah, with rigged stats.
Yeah. Stats are very, very important in this game.
All right. So I think we have some time for a few donations, like 2 or 3.
I've got a single donation I especially want to read here.
All right, go
from
for it.
Dan God of Thunder.
Yeah.
$5 saying, Kirby, stop saying Amalia is trash. Amalia is trash in the same way Amelia is trash in the same way is like wearing glasses indoors and having Terriermon in your lap is trash.
All right, one more.
I don't have any more donations at the moment, but I would like to take this time to plug NAMI. This is the charity we are raising money for here at this event for RPG Limit Break. NAMI is the National Alliance on Mental Illness. It's a great charity that's helping people that have both either come to deal with their disability and support them in various ways. It's a wonderful charity to support. We're glad to be a part working with them to make this a significant change for somebody's life in the future. So if you have any money that you would list to donate, please, I highly encourage it.
All right, so this chapter is a Seas chapter, and there's a massive mountain we were supposed to walk around, but as you can see, we just kind of skipped it using 2 flyers. Oh. And we're going to kill the boss with Vanessa. She just activated Pierce right there. And she's going to get an amazing level up. So that will be Strength, Skill, Speed, and Luck.
Dang.
And we got a Guiding Ring that's a promotion item for magic units, but we don't need it. We're just going to toss it. And Tana is going to get a nice crit on this Myrmidon. Thanks, Tana. Tana is using a Slim Lance, which gives a +5 crit bonus. If it weren't for that, she would not be able to crit that guy.
Yeah, you saw down there were green units, which are guest units. Normally you're supposed to recruit them in this map, but I believe they just join you anyways afterwards.
As long as they don't die.
Yeah, and one of them is really important.
2 of them. Well, 2 of them. One of them is really important. The other is pretty handy. His name is Ines, who is an archer. Bows cannot attack at 1 range, which makes them pretty bad for enemy phases and such. But in Ines's case, he has pretty respectable stats, and most of all, he can use a silver bow, which is really powerful. So he's actually a really powerful archer, and he shines quite a bit in this chapter, because this chapter is another route chapter.
You know, I don't think we've actually done a roll call.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, that's a good
nobody saw
idea. I'm KirbyMastah.
I'm PX.
I'm Ghoul.
And I'm LK47.
Oh, we never explained Fog of War either. Can we explain that?
Okay, Fog of War. Your units see, what is this, 3 spaces away from them?
It's 3.
If you bump into an enemy in Fog of War, your turn immediately ends there. Other than that, you can't hit enemies you can't see, so it's really annoying.
Yeah, and Thieves, see, I believe it's 5 tiles?
I think it's 8. It depends on
It's
the
8?
game, though.
Yeah.
I don't remember off the top
It
of my
does
head.
actually vary from
Small
game to game.
details in every game change.
I think it's 5 in Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn. I don't remember, though. Like, it's always different.
And those are the games that I've played the most, so go figure.
Yeah, same.
Oh, yeah. So we have our staff user Molder there. And if you remember the last Fog of War we had, we kind of broke that chapter with the torch. And Molder is a staff user who can use a torch. And he's going to have some... We're going to have some fun in this chapter.
So yeah, normally you're supposed to use a torch to extend your range of vision for a while. That slowly decreases. But we have other plans for them, as you saw earlier.
All right. So I need to be careful with this path because I need to make sure, as Alex mentioned, to not bump into anyone, or else I lose that character's turn. Well, so if I bump into that skeleton, I have to start over the entire chapter. Okay, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So there's going to be a few units that die. I need to pay attention because this ECG, while it's enemy control glitch, while it's not tight, it's really easy for me to not pay attention and miss it because it just happens really quickly.
Yeah, and if you screw up anything during the enemy control glitch, you have to restart from the beginning because soft resetting will cause it to end.
All right, so I'm going to move these guys to the left side so Ines can kill them. And this is the boss. Vanessa will gain a good chunk of experience. And the manipulation I did before the enemy phase, where I did 5 sets of burn, is to get this level up. That is strength, skill, speed. You're going to see that level up a lot. Okay, so this is a door. There's a lot of units in the bottom right corner, and I'm opening the door early so they can all suicide on Seth on turn 4. I just moved 2 Franker Zs. This is another Franker Z that's about to die. 4 Franker
Looks
Z.
more like a bunch of arrows to me.
That guy I just moved has a longbow. Longbows are bows that can attack at 3 range, meaning the only way to counterattack them is with another longbow. And unfortunately, Seth cannot use bows. So I need to manually kill this guy during player phase.
Yeah, they can also shoot 2 range as well.
Yeah.
But they're just really annoying.
They're just annoying. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ow.
Thankfully, when you're redrawing maps with the when you're redrawing lines and manipulating RNG, the game does not auto-save. It auto-saves for everything else but that.
The game auto-saves any committing action you make. So that manipulation I did there was a big pain in the butt because, 1, Vanessa and Seth have to hit everything. And their hit rates aren't too bad per se, because they're really OP, but next to Seth are 2 pillars, which give, I think, 20% avoid bonus. And Seth is using a javelin, which javelins, while they're amazing, they're not that accurate. So it's pretty common for Seth to miss.
Yeah, there's a nice trade-off in that the game has ranged weapons that are range 1 or 2, not bows, because those are default only 2 range, except for longbows, which are 2 to 3. So longbows take that role because they have the variable range. They have lower hit rates and usually lower damage as well compared to some of the other weapons you have that have a fixed range.
Yeah.
I also need to manipulate Seth's level up here, which, spoiler alert, strength, skill, speed, because there are these Franker Zs that they're really fast. Seth cannot double attack them. And when they attack from a pillar, Seth can't kill them in 1 hit. They're left with 1 HP. So Seth has to specifically gain strength in order to kill them on this turn. So like those Franker Zs are kind of a pain in the butt.
Oh,
yeah.
When hit rate is when you attack, when units battle each other, it rolls RNG numbers, but the RNG to what that display, the number it displays is not your actual true accuracy because the way RNG works is that it rolls 2 numbers and then takes the average of those and compares it to your hit rate there. So anything above 50 is higher than it really is. Anything below 50 is lower than it really is.
So for example, if I have an 80% hit rate on something, the game has to roll 2 numbers where the average of them is less than 80. So the game pretty much completely lies to you about hit rate.
Yeah, so if you get hit by a 1% hit rate, 1% crit, you really just got screwed over.
Because you basically got 2 zeros in a row or something like that.
For hit, at least. For crit, it's just 1 number to
Yeah.
determine whether or not a hit crits.
The game also only rolls crit if you actually hit in the first place.
Yeah.
So depending on how you read crit, it can be inaccurate. Like some people are like, oh, I have a 30% hit rate, but a 10% crit rate. So I have a 10% chance to hit and crit. That is wrong. You have to land a 33% to hit. And on top of that, have the 10% crit land.
And then on top of that, if you are a Wyvern Knight or Draco Knight, you also have Pierce chance on top of that.
Game rolls a 4th number for Pierce if you're a Wyvern Knight. Alright, so the start of this cutscene burns some random numbers, so I have to wait for a specific part. There we go.
Yeah, it also redraws like what paths the units take during certain cutscenes. So it's just fun times when you had to skip cutscenes at the right time. Usually right away.
So say hi to Dozla the Berserker.
Hi.
That is wrong. And okay.
Thankfully, these menus don't affect anything at all, so you can take your time with them if you're just learning.
Technically, you can take your time with anything.
True.
All right. So this is a massive route chapter. There's a lot. This map is big, and there are a lot of units on the map. Vanessa and Seth will be doing the majority of the work. But as Alec mentioned, Dozla will also be helping out a lot. This is Tethys. She is a dancer, and dancers are very useful because they allow your unit to move again. So I picked up Seth with Tana, and I just dropped him across the
Mountain range.
Mountain, yeah. So Seth just skipped about half the map right there.
So just for those of you who played Fire Emblem Heroes, you might recognize some of these maps in there. This is a pretty common map.
Dozla is the axe user I just moved near the bottom. He has some unique properties that make him useful. He's pretty strong, although he's pretty slow. His accuracy is also not that great, especially since he uses axes, which are the least accurate physical weapons. But he's going to be using a hatchet, which is a 1 to 2 range axe. It has 85 accuracy, which is really accurate. But on the downside, it has 4 might, which is one of the weakest weapons in the game. To compensate for that, he is a Berserker, and Berserkers gain plus 15 crit bonus by default. So I want to manipulate a lot of crits with him, but I also need the accuracy boost. And the reason why is because there's a bunch of spiders on the map that I have to kill. And spiders gain a pretty significant avoid boost on the mountains. I think it's 40% avoid,
It's 40.
which is ridiculous. On top of that, they're very bulky.
Erica kill with the crit.
Yeah, Erica just got a kill.
With the crit.
Vanessa cannot one-round this guy without a crit. Keep in mind, Vanessa got strength every level up.
Keep in mind, actually, I've noticed that that crit luck has actually been counting in chat.
Oh,
too.
God.
Nice.
That's great. But yeah, and another thing to note about Dozla is units typically cannot go on peaks unless you're flying. So currently Tana and Vanessa, and Tana's weak right now. She can't kill anything. But Dozla, Berserkers can go on peaks, although they can only move 1 tile per turn.
I believe they can also move on water as well.
They can move on water.
Yeah.
So
Berserkers are
that makes them useful.
Yeah. Berserkers are normally a glass cannon class. Their general stat gains are usually HP, strength, luck, and that's about it, honestly.
Yeah, they're basically the upgraded form of a pirate, if you think about that in other Fire Emblem games.
They're meant to be kind of an axe equivalent to a swordmaster in a way, although there are some other differences as well. But
I've got some reminders here as to why you shouldn't kill Amelia.
All right, go for it.
Yeah.
We have time for donations.
Yeah, I got $10 that says if you save Amelia, imagine how many javelins she can hold. Hashtag save the caddy.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
We also have a $10 anonymous donation that says Amelia is the most adorable, badass general if you're a casual pleb. We can't all be loot, you know. We also have $50 from an anonymous.
Ooh.
Says, don't kill Amelia. Think of her family.
Wait, she has a family?
Yeah, I don't know. You're the expert in this game.
I don't remember much of the story.
Stop playing in Japanese then.
I'm going to assume that she does, so think about it, the family.
Yeah, it's the correct sword.
Yeah, but we $25. We have 2 separate $25 from anonymous, and we also have a $10 donation from Dwayne saying Seth's and I'm gonna butcher this, aren't I? Oifrey? Oifrey?
Oh yeah, Oifrey. I believe that's Fire Emblem 6. I could be mixing them up with some different units.
I know
though.
the Jagan, which is a Jagan unit with not quite as awesome starting stats, but better level ups. For those who follow more modern Fire Emblems, Frederick is an Oifrey. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Oifrey. Okay, I'm mixing up names.
Yeah. Sorry, that's
that's
not a word I say often.
I was mixing him up with OJ for some reason, who's from Fire Emblem 6.
Oh,
Completely
OJ.
unrelated.
Ogre.
Nice.
Ogre.
We can squeeze in like another 2 donations.
All right, we also have $25 from Anonymous saying, Amelia is the best general in the game. Her character growths are perfect, offset by her new class growths to create an OP monster and the most speed-efficient class in the game. Save the frames. Save Amelia! Also, I want to say that Nami is a great cause, and seeing that I'm going through my own struggles right now, I feel I should definitely give back. It's been cool being part of the Fire Emblem community, and I wanted to show my support.
Thank you for the donation.
Well, it is speed efficient, because why do you need speed if nothing hits you? Nothing hurts you.
Not gonna lie, people talking about General Amelia is kind of a turnoff because generals are notoriously not a very good class in most games. They're good for post-game, to be fair. But
Yeah.
in post-game, all that matters are caps. Because you can like cap everyone's stats and make everyone have 15 move.
Silly boots. Anything more?
Yeah, we have more time because this is a longer chapter. Route. Kill everything.
Do I need to hold down A2?
Oh yeah, go for it. My thumb needs a rest. Co-op world record.
Yeah, anyone else want to?
I actually did not know that if you put 2 controllers into a Game Boy player, both actually control the game.
Funny enough, back when I was a kid, me and my brother played Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga on a Game Boy player, and we each controlled. I played as Mario, who played as Luigi.
All right.
I thought it only took input for one controller at a time.
Now, it takes inputs from all 4 controller ports on a GameCube. I think there was a Kirby runner, Ness Kamikaze, who ran a Kirby game with 2 controllers, with actually holding 2 controllers, one with the analog stick and one for the buttons.
Actually,
like
Keyzone was talking about
5
somebody
years
that did
ago.
that where, for Pokemon runs, they used a Game Boy Advance SP for the D-pad and a GameCube controller for the buttons.
Yeah.
I can see that, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, using multiple controllers also isn't too bad. Like when I do Valkyrie Chronicles, I usually use the keyboard and the controller at the same time. But yeah,
Oh, what's this level up gonna be?
it's nice having
Strength,
the
skill, speed!
it's nice having the best of both worlds for 2 different controllers.
I forgot to mention, Vanessa got that exact same level up like 2 turns ago.
It's almost like that's a really good level up for her.
Yeah, I know. All right, that's the end of that long chapter.
Yay!
Woo!
It's also almost like the best defense is a good offense.
I mean, who needs survivability if everything else is dead?
All right. Oh, right. This is the chapter where we decide to kill Amelia or keep her alive. I don't know.
I like the idea of a javelin mule.
I like that one too, but I don't know. I feel like it takes a bit
But
more than
people's
that.
telling you to use General, Amelia. Like, why do you need General for?
Yeah, I'm kind of turned off by the general
Yeah.
idea.
I mean, you could give her all those one-use javelins and just not equip them.
But if she gets attacked by something, that's really bad.
But not if you don't equip them.
What does the crowd think? Should I kill Amelia or keep her alive?
Thumbs up, thumbs down.
All right.
Are we killing her?
I got the chat up right now. I'm
All right,
looking at
okay.
it.
Sid,
what's
I got
that
you out
say?
here. You cannot say
right.
kill.
So far, I only see 4 people who have made a decision in the audience, and it's tied.
Oh,
Wow, this is difficult.
Just broke the tie. She's
Wait.
dying in the crowd right now
She's
by 2
dying?
votes.
Oh, we still got Twitch chat to go by.
Wow,
What about
Twitch
Twitch
chat
chat?
is pretty divided. I'm seeing equal parts save and kill so far.
Shall we flip a coin?
I think I would be okay with flipping a coin.
Oh boy.
If it weren't for the javelin hogging, then I would definitely kill her. But that comment was pretty good. All right, so
All right, here we go.
okay, heads if we save Amelia, tails if we kill her. Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
That's heads.
That's heads. I'm sorry, we're killing her.
Oh!
It sounds like a
Alright.
mixed reaction in the crowd.
Mixed reaction.
And I just received a $5 donation that's like, please, Amelia's a fantastic if you grind.
We don't have time to grind.
Grinding, what's that? So
And there'll
if
be
you,
plenty of time for grinding when the Gaiden remake comes out later this week. For now, just let her die. I
so
guess.
this is obviously not part of the standard strat, but I routed this in literally yesterday, less than 24 hours ago, specifically to kill her off. Oh, bye, Amelia.
Oh, by the way, that's a ballista. It allows archers to shoot way farther than they should.
And Ines is pretty strong. All right, see ya.
Rip.
Rip, rest in peace.
F.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Press F to pay your respects.
All right, so speaking of the run, this is a very long defense chapter. I think you have to wait 11 turns, and this chapter is where you can recruit Cormac. But you have to wait several turns for Cormac to show up, and we can end this chapter early. Actually, let's turn on some animations.
Ah, yes, mage. Great
Did I do
animation.
that?
Mage
okay.
animation.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
this is a good one.
Don't forget to turn them off.
3% crit. I just rolled a 2. No, actually, it's a 0 or 1. There's a 0 and then the 1 and this RNG seed. But the boss is really bulky. Like Solid didn't even kill him with the crit. He has to hit him a second time.
The chat is mourning the passing of Amelia.
Oh, we never explained Solid. He is another pre-promoted magic user, and he has very good stats, so he's going to be really useful, actually. If I had to name a third MVP of the run after Vanessa and Seth, it would be Solid.
Yeah, magic is really useful for 2 reasons. 1, it targets resistance, which almost no units have. And 2, it hits from 1 or 2 range.
Without
So,
any real penalties,
Yeah.
Yeah, so the general idea is that mages are supposed to be somewhat squishy, which is kind of the balancing mechanic that keeps mages from being stupidly good because they can attack both units that are next to them and units that are at range.
Yeah, unless you're Radiant Dawn, in which magic just sucks all together.
Okay, so we're going to be using Comb here again to open that door. Solid's going to be really handy in this chapter because
We see the Dancer animation. I don't
Yeah.
think anyone's gonna hate this.
But yeah, we need a unit who can reliably attack from 1 to 2 range because due to the route I'm taking in this chapter, there's a bunch of enemies blocking the way. All right, so Solid has 2
Turn
weapons.
off animations.
Solid has 2 weapons, Thunder and Hellfire. And they both have their different advantages. Thunder is lighter, meaning Solid is not weighed down and he doesn't lose speed from it. It is less powerful and less accurate, but it gives +5
Turn
crit.
off animations.
Thank you.
I mean, the animations are cool. Don't get me wrong.
Imagine
waste too much time.
But yeah, so if I need the 5% crit, for example, the boss in the last chapter, or if Sala needs the extra speed from not being weighed down by Hellfire, I use Thunder. But I want to use Hellfire as much as possible because Sala starts with A rank weapons for Anima magic, and he needs to hit S rank by next chapter. When you hit S rank in a weapon, you gain +5 crit, which, when you manipulate stuff, is a godsend. And he can also use the legendary weapon Excalibur, which we get at the end of this chapter.
And we'll get into legendary weapons
Oh,
as
bye,
well.
Renek. So yeah, he needs a crit there, and there's a Myrmidon that Sala actually can't double, so I need to manipulate another crit.
Hey, remember card. Will that
Yeah.
ever be useful?
I don't know. But yeah, so Hellfire. Okay, so when you use Thunder, you get 1 weapon experience per hit and 2 weapon experience if it's a finishing blow. Hellfire gives you 2 and 4 respectively, so Hellfire gives double the weapon experience. So I want to rate, I think he needs 70 weapon experience starting from A to hit S rank. I could be wrong about that. I don't remember the exact number. But basically, you need to he needs to use Hellfire as much as possible. So I'm going to use it here and kill off that Shaman.
Yeah, and since he's a pre-promoted unit, he comes in 20 levels higher than unpromoted units usually.
Yeah, the way levels work in this game is your base class can have 20, and then your promoted class can have 20. So you can get up to 40 levels, basically.
All right. So this is, and right now we have Seth and Vanessa carrying Irika and Tethys, who is a dancer who lets you characters move again. Using Tethys and carrying her near the throne is very valuable because it gives Irika a lot of flexibility with seizing the throne. Irika only has 5 move, so meaning she can only seize the throne if she's 5 squares away. But with Tethys, you can refresh her move. As long as I place them correctly, Irika can effectively reach the throne within 10 tiles.
Yeah, right there we just picked up a spear. It's actually just called a spear in the English version.
Yeah.
It's a stronger version of the javelin.
It's most important. I think it has 12 mites, which is very powerful. And most importantly, it has 5 crit, which is very valuable in a manipulator run.
Yeah, Javelin, I believe, 7 might?
I don't remember.
Something like that.
6 might.
Okay,
Oh, even lower.
that's close.
It changes like every game.
Yeah,
It's
the weapon mights do change from game to game. But the spear also generally doesn't suffer as much from accuracy loss as most weapon types do as you get stronger versions of them, which is nice.
All right, so Seth is going to kill everything in here, so I have a clear way to get to the boss. But Seth is running out of javelins, and I want to avoid as much base navigation or whatever inventory management as possible. Ow. Vanessa has an extra spare javelin, conveniently enough, so she's going to give that to Seth.
All right, we forgot to explain this earlier, but mounted units have this ability called Canto, where whenever they do a non-battle action in their turn, they get to use the rest of their movement as if they didn't do anything in the beginning. So that way you have as little wasted movement as possible when using mounted units. Hold A for animations.
I acted the wrong option there. All right, so this is a really wonky manip there. This boss is very dodgy. Seth only has 42 hit, which is more like 30%.
Charge!
Ugh!
That's
yeah.
the crit animation.
That is the crit animation of a paladin. And Seth's level up at this point don't matter too much, so like I didn't really bother manipulating his stats. Although he still got a respectable level up.
Yeah, resistance.
Resistance.
Turn it off animations.
Thank you.
Yeah, so much resistance.
All right, so Irika was exactly 10 tiles away from the throne. So now she can just seize it because Tethys is just gonna refresh her. Peace out.
Yeah, dancers are pretty broken.
All right, so next chapter is a desert chapter, which is a route chapter.
Excalibur!
Excalibur! Desert chapters in most Fire Emblem games, if not all, they limit your. Can you explain that actually? I might have to concentrate here.
Yeah, desert tiles restrict mobility, and it's especially harsh on horsebound units, which is pretty bad considering Seth is probably our best unit. It doesn't affect thieves, it does not affect flying units, and it does not affect mages, I believe.
Yes.
Correct. And it also pretty much reduces generals / armor knights to 1 move,
Yeah.
which makes them even worse.
They're already lagging behind, and then they fall further behind.
Right.
All right, so right here, I'm burning a random number to get Swift Souls. Deserts have hidden items, and unless you're a thief, you have a 15% chance of finding an item in a desert. I think it's 15. Might be mixing up with a different game.
It changes every game.
That does vary from game to game. Like in Radiant Dawn and Path of Radiance, it's based on your luck, and Thieves just get a plus 50 boost to it, basically.
In this game, Thieves have a 100% chance of finding it.
Does anyone else want to hold A?
Nope.
I'm good.
Feel free to hold A. But yeah, in this game, the RNG and the GBA games are pretty much the same, but one of the exceptions is finding a desert item. So in Sacred Stones, when you try to find a desert item, the game actually uses one random number and compares it to 15, I think. Some number, probably 15. And if it's lower, you find an item. In Fire Emblem 6 and 7, which is Binding Blade and Blazing Sword, the RNG for the finding hidden item is a completely different set of RNG that resets if you reset, even if you just resume chapter. So like in Fire Emblem 6, if you just reset in mid-chapter, open a character's status screen, you are guaranteed to find a hidden item. In Fire Emblem 7, at least in Elysian Whip mode, I think if you soft reset and then open someone's weapons once, then you're guaranteed to find a hidden item.
Don't try to understand why.
I don't know why, but it just works differently.
Programming logic.
Yeah.
Well, that's a huge wall of red enemies I'm seeing over there.
Yeah, this is a route chapter. Saleh is going to be kind of an MVP. Mages do not suffer any movement penalties on deserts, which is why Saleh is really this is like Saleh's MVP chapter. He's going to kill almost everything.
Not to mention Wyverns don't get resistance. Pegasus tend to get more resistance, speed, skill, less strength, and defense. Wyverns are more the opposite. They get strength and defense.
The idea is that Pegasus Knights are meant to be kind of anti-mage units, while Wyvern Knights are meant to just be, we kill everything that we can get to, but are relatively weak to bows and magic.
Yeah, in this map as well, he also wants to end it as fast as possible.
Okay, someone else stop holding A.
Yeah, you're good.
Thank you.
You also want to finish it as fast as possible because every turn, reinforcements spawn, and after a certain amount of turns, a lot more reinforcements spawn.
My goal is to 3-turn this. And you'll see how that works. It's going to be fun. And Seth is very immobile in the desert, but this patch of land here is not a desert tile, so he can handle these units pretty well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Ines and Dozla are going to contribute here. They're going to be taking care of the upper right corner units. There's a handful of units, but not that many. So they're still useful.
Dragon Axe.
Yeah, Dragon Axe I'm never using. Oh, hey, Ephraim, you're kind of late. Thanks.
It's already turn 2. What are you doing?
But yeah, this turn is kind of a pain to manipulate because, as you saw, I did a lot of burning there. Because Seth has to hit everyone, Vanessa has to kill everything, Saleh has to not get hit in turn 1 or 2 ever. And he has to kill everything. It's like, you can't miss anything, and yeah, everyone has to survive. Vanessa can die pretty easily. And Seth also has to hit the boss, which is hard because the boss uses axes, so he gains plus 15 avoid. He's on a desert tile. And I can't crit the boss because the boss has an item that negates crits. The upper left corner boss, I should say.
Yeah, routing enemy phase is fun in these games because
Yeah.
it just involves you hitting fast forward on the emulator and seeing if you live.
So like, there's a nice convenient script on the emulator where it basically goes, okay, let's advance one random number, then play the enemy phase. Is this something you like? Let's keep it. If it's not, let's repeat it. This desert chapter is the worst case because the enemy phase just has so much going on. I think I ended up burning around 30-ish random numbers. In Ephraim's route, I think I burned like 30 or 40 for 2 turns in a row. I don't remember off the top of my head. It sucks.
It's just pure trial and error.
Just as another random note, the boss in the bottom right is holding an item that also prevents him from taking bonus damage from bows, even though he's a flying unit.
But he's weak to the Dragon Spear, which I will be using in Ephraim's route, but not here. Oh yeah, Saleh is using Excalibur now because he hit S rank. Excalibur is an amazing weapon. It has 10 crits. And it has 18 might, I think, which is ridiculously powerful. It has 13 weight, so it slows down Saleh by 5 speed, actually. But it gives you plus 5 speed, so that just negates itself. So
How convenient of that.
It's great.
Yeah, if the chat's be counting correctly, you're already like 51 crits total.
That sounds like a little not enough. That sounds like not enough.
I have not been counting. All right, so 2 Pegasus Knights. 1 for each, and Ines and Dosa will almost level up, but they won't. And they're not long-term units, so I don't want them to level up because level ups cost time if I don't need it.
Can't they just like randomly spawn only 1 Pegasus Knight for no reason? Or
Yeah, that was an Ephraim's route,
oh,
and it sucked. Alright, so that guy has an Eclipse Tome, which are Siege Tomes. Siege Tomes are magic that can attack from 3 to 10 squares away. And I need Saleh to use his player face to kill that guy. Alright, so I did a bit of manip. So Arthur is going to get another kill because he is mobile on the desert and he will get another crit here. Whee! 5% crit. Unfortunately, enemies are actually kind of strong, so he doesn't finish off the mercenary, but it's okay. And Seth will almost die here.
Please turn off animations after this.
After this chapter. Seth's actually using one of the weaker weapons because he needs the accuracy from it. He barely finishes off the boss with the Iron Sword.
I mean,
What a lucky level up. That's luck, by the way.
Yeah. As long as your HP gets to 0, who cares?
All right, so I'm going to do something a little fancy. Tana has been kind of chilling here. Tethys can barely reach Tana here. Whatever. And there are 2 troubadours. They heal, and I need to kill both of them, but they don't attack an enemy phase. So I need to use 1 unit's player phase for each troubadour. I already killed one, but I need to kill this one with Tana.
Or not.
Yeah, there's like 1 more enemy left.
Alright, I'm keeping on animation. Remind me to turn off animations for the next chapter, because it's worth keeping on animations
Turn off animations for the next chapter.
Yes.
After this guy.
Ow. Peace out. That's magical.
+1 magic.
Alright, so this is one of the coolest kills.
Yeah, spellcasters get strength to them.
Hey
get
there.
magic instead of strength.
Nice 21 crit rate there with Excalibur.
Oh yeah, legendary weapons had that nice shiny animation.
Excalibur! See ya!
Excalibur!
Yeah, this is the reason Sala can't take any hits, because he has to tank a hit from the boss, and Sala is kind of fragile. He actually has 10 defense, which is exactly the same as Vanessa, actually. Well, now 11.
Oh, that's pretty high for a mage.
For a mage, yeah.
Honestly, it is.
Normally you expect mages to have like 2.
Except Radiant Dawn. But there you get an extra 20 level tier that your units can go into.
Yeah, and Radiant Dawn, you don't want to use mages to begin with. Turn off animations.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Remind me when this chapter starts. Okay, so that desert chapter was actually the chapter where the 2 routes converge, although there are still differences between the 2 routes, especially this chapter, which is very different, because your starting positions are completely different between Irika and Ephraim's route. It's much better in Irika's route than Ephraim, and this chapter is a big reason why I strongly prefer Irika's route, because I think the strategy is one I came up with, and I think it's incredibly clean. Animations. Thank you. It's one of my favorite strats in the game, but in Ephraim's route, it's pretty boring.
I was watching him route this. It was pretty funny.
Gotta love those unnecessary crits.
Yeah. So this is a classic Siege chapter, and I'm going to be using... And Seth is going to be moving ahead to clean up some units. Tana is going to be a fairy bot, and Vanessa will be chilling behind Seth. Vanessa, I just used the boots or Swift Soul on her, which gives her a permanent +2 boost to move. So Vanessa used to have 8 move, now she has 10 move.
Yeah, when you put boots on a dragon, it can now fly farther.
Yeah, makes sense.
I feel like we made this joke before. Yeah.
So Seth is not carrying anyone. If he does, he actually can't double attack the fighters because he gets weighed down by carrying units.
Yeah, once again, you lose half your skill and your speed. So you're going to get hit by everything, and everything's going to double you, usually.
So Tana just passed Irika to Vanessa. Vanessa is now carrying Irika. She doesn't need to double this mage because she kills in 1 hit.
Poor Erica.
Tethys is going to refresh Vanessa here. Not Vanessa, Tana. And Tana will now carry Tethys and be ready to pass Tethys. Now, no enemy is going to move on this turn because there's an invisible trigger point that I have not passed. But once I pass that, everyone will start trying to hunt me down. Yeah, that's right.
This is the fun part to watch.
All right, so everyone is perfectly out of range of every unit. The only exceptions are 2 Purge Bishops. Purge is another Siege Tome that can attack from 3 to 10 at range. These guys right here kill Irika and Tethys in 1 hit, so I have to manipulate them to dodge.
Fortunately, Siege Tomes don't have the greatest accuracy.
Especially Eclipse. So yeah, that is turn 4, and oh my, a lot of reinforcements.
Reinforcements right in the middle of you.
That's a bit scary. Hey there. Oh, this guy is the guy, Orson. He's the guy that betrayed us a while ago. We're just gonna kill him off because he's a creep.
Yeah, and that's also a really weird manipulation you have to do there. It burns the right amount of numbers.
That's a nice level.
That's an extremely good level up.
Similarly to a different Siege chapter, Irika can seize the throne within 10 squares away. You don't want her 5 squares from the throne because you see all those units that can just kill her in 1 hit. You want to keep her away. So this is a chapter where you can promote Irika.
Don't promote.
We're not going to do it because it wastes time. And we can promote Ephraim too, but we're not going to because it wastes time. And Irika and Ephraim are also going to get their legendary weapons. Legendary weapons typically require an S rank, as I explained before with Excalibur. But for Irika's and Ephraim's weapons, they actually can use them right off the bat. And that will be pretty useful in Chapter 18 coming up. This next chapter is a Kill the Boss chapter, and I think it'll be self-explanatory, so you can read a few donations here.
All right, I definitely have a few donations to read here. We have $5 from Anonymous saying, it's not a final Fire Emblem 8 playthrough if Amalia doesn't die from a paper cut. Also, I didn't know we had many suspect minds thinking that the recruits were good characters. Next thing you're going to tell me is Awan is a good dark mage. Put this towards commenter's choice.
Which one?
The whole couch? Shrug.
Are we going to agree? Okay, my choice is naming Halucha from Pokemon X RPG Jerkbird. That's my
That
personal.
sounds good.
That sounds
Works
good?
for me.
All right, we'll do that. We'll send it to the RPG Jerkbird.
Okay.
I'll give you deference. I would have picked naming the dog in Fable 2 the dog, but otherwise, it's good.
Oh, this is Lion. He's the main antagonist. He's a really kind person who's possessed, but we're gonna kill him one time. He's actually not dead.
This is also one of the few chapters that's not manipulated at all.
Yeah, like the crit just lines up perfectly. I don't need to burn any random numbers. Oh, strength, skill, speed. I wonder where I've seen that from. That lined up perfectly too. How convenient. I'm not even joking. Like that was a complete accident. That was not like intentionally manipulated. It's just like, oh, that worked out nicely.
Yeah, now Erica is just like, how do I hold all these weapons?
Yeah, we just got a rescue staff, which is a really powerful staff. It warps, it basically teleports a faraway unit up to the staff user. Unfortunately, we don't have anyone that can use it. It requires a B rank staff user, and Sala is the closest with C rank. But it costs way too much time to try to train up someone in staff rank.
Yeah, because the only way you can train it up is by using it itself, and the staffs only heal, and you don't want to heal ever.
All right. I also have a $15 donation from Anonymous saying, donated in sympathy for that crit luck in Twitch check. As well for a great cause.
Make sure you're doing Erica's manipulation for this map.
Oh, you're thinking of Ephraim's route. There's a manipulate I do with Cyrene. Oh, Cyrene is a Falcon Knight who is a promoted flyer. She's kind of weak, but she's definitely useful in this chapter because it's really nice to have an 8-move flyer that joins you for free.
Good thing you turned off animations, because I thought you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, Falcon Knight is the other choice that you have when you promote flyers.
Specifically Pegasus Knight, yeah.
Oh, this is Cyrene right here. And, okay, this is a route chapter. We have to kill every egg on the map. They don't attack, so I need a lot of units to take them out during player phases.
Yeah, they also don't move as well.
Yeah. Ow.
So here we go, and enemy control glitch.
Hey! Oh, I heard you. This is a stone thing.
It petrifies you.
Yeah, nah, screw that. I don't want that. See ya. I'm dropping that. No one wants to deal with that.
So
It's funny how that actually affected the map.
the eggs are also actor tiles because they go from something you can't step on to an open space.
Yeah. As a quick reminder, since we haven't explained that in a while, if you there's something called an actor tile, and if you reset when an enemy ends their turn on an actor tile, you activate enemy control glitch. I've demonstrated this with the corner tile a while ago, and using the torch staff. And in this chapter, there are two methods to activate it, actually. One, as PX mentioned, is where eggs are. Cyrene is actually standing on an actor tile right now. The other method is, you see all these fire tiles? Those are all actor tiles. So if an enemy ends their turn on any one of those, you will activate enemy control glitch.
Yeah, those tiles just burn you if you end your turn on them, so you don't want to.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's really no more use for enemy control glitch because, generally speaking, you don't want to move enemy units, if you can help it, since the AI moves them much more quickly than you. But yeah, and this is a route chapter, so I need to kill everything.
Yeah, this is one of the more interesting ones because it has to find the right balance of units to use, but make sure that they don't gain too many level ups because these eggs give a ton of experience.
Experience is typically a good thing, but in a speedrun setting, if you don't need a level up, you don't want it because it costs several seconds for each level up.
Especially for each stat you gain as well, so.
And kill this egg. Oh, Vanessa also just got the S rank Lance, which is the Vidofner. We just got it at the end of last chapter. Vidofner, I think, gives +5 skill, which is, whatever. But it's still a very powerful weapon, and the S rank weapons are all effective on monsters. And they're just very powerful, so Vanessa will be using this a lot if she doesn't need to crit something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We mentioned that being strong against something is triple might. That's actually different for the legendary weapons. They only get double might. But they're really strong to begin with, so it hardly even matters.
Yeah, another thing he did last turn, a very subtle thing he did was move Tethys up one more than she needed to be carried. And the reason for that is that if you rescue someone but you're standing on the active tile itself, a weird bug happens and you can't cancel.
At least for the eggs. I haven't tested it with flame fire tiles, but
Yeah.
with the eggs that does happen, and it's pretty stupid.
So he would just lose a lot of movement there for no reason.
All right, so Ephraim and Irika are going to get a kill each. Ephraim is actually going to kill a monster because, as I mentioned before, they both have their legendary weapons equipped. Ephraim will one-shot this guy, like that.
Yeah, on top of that, whoever's route you don't choose, whenever they join up, they're also a higher level.
I think they gain 5 auto levels, something like that, but they cap at level 15. I don't remember off the top of my head. But the game, again, uses the RNG to calculate those auto levels. So yeah, we have some time for a few donations because I'm just going to be cleaning up some eggs here.
All right, then. I got a couple I can read off, certainly. Woo! TR143 donates $1 saying, donating again because I want Kirby to know that I donated in support of Amalia being the best general in the game. But my alias wasn't set. Hopefully this should set things straight.
TR143 is the guy who gave the Fire Emblem 7 route a massive overhaul, and without him, the run I did in AGDQ 2017 would not have been possible. And he shaved off several minutes off the route thanks to his work.
Yeah. We also have $10 from Anonymous that just simply says, heart you, Andy Perfect.
Thanks.
We also have $10 from Anonymous saying, speaking of mental health, my psychologist told me I probably have PTSD today. Thanks, Fire Emblem, for being there for me, I guess. And we also have $55 from Mr. Cab saying, let's go.
Thank you. All right, so next chapter is a defend chapter. 13 turns, I think.
Oh, that's actually better than usual Erika Lolo because she got defense.
Erika game defense is rare.
Yeah, she doesn't get much strength or defense.
All
She
right,
tends to just get
this is
skill
serious
and speed.
time because we're about to use the best unit to ever exist. Yes, Rachel. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. I was kind of joking, but yeah, Rachel is actually useful here because in Irika's route, your unit starting positions are a bit different. In Ephraim's route, you can just use Molder to use a torch staff on that tile, but in Irika's route, no one's nearby enough. So Rachel works out nicely because she has a mount, and she comes equipped with a torch staff.
And that guy will always move first.
Yeah.
So.
And this is a defend chapter, but there is kind of a boss that's surrounded by a bazillion promoted enemies that will take forever to get to him.
Yeah, he's just moving a bunch of units out of the way, and if you don't finish this chapter fast, it spawns a lot of reinforcements.
A lot of reinforcements.
If you couldn't tell from what happened the previous 2 defend chapters, you can probably guess what's about to happen.
I just have one question. You say that La Rochelle is not the best unit, perhaps, that you might have been facetious, but she tells you specifically that she is the best.
She is the best.
Oh, yeah,
Come
by the
on.
way, Vanessa has cap strength already.
Oh yeah, she did cap strength.
Strength cap!
Strength cap!
Yeah,
Alright.
stats do have caps.
Unfortunately.
If you can make her any more broken, you would.
Alright, 2 more chapters. Alright, so I have a bad habit of killing runs on this chapter because I have a tendency to skip the prep, which is bad. I've lost like 3 record attempts because of this chapter. There we go. And I move Tethys. You don't move Tethys in Ephraim's route. I've mixed that up before. It sucks. Okay. This is probably the biggest chapter in the run in the game. It's really big, and it's a siege chapter, so I have to ferry Irika all the way across the map. Cyrene is going to be camping out on the peak here. Reason why is enemies will not move if they cannot access if there's no one to access. So all the grounded units, none of them can attack Vanessa or Cyrene at all because they're on peaks. I also have to do a bit of manipulation to make sure Vanessa dodges a Toxic Lance, because if someone's poisoned, you see a poison animation that plays out a few seconds per turn. Also, there's a Gorgon. Gorgons in the Japanese version of the game fly. So I guess when they made the English version, they decided Gorgons are stupid, which they are, and they can only be grounded. So this Gorgon will not do this in English version. But they fly in Japanese. I don't know why.
Yeah, this map is painful because there's a lot of really strong units
right?
everywhere.
Okay. All right, so Vanessa is specifically manipulated to be almost dead. There's a good reason for this. Enemies tend to prioritize attacking units that cannot counterattack and or are weaker. But if a unit is almost dead, then enemies will tend to prioritize that unit. So Vanessa's at 4 HP. Irika is pretty healthy, so a lot of units that can attack both of them will target Vanessa instead of Irika.
I mean, 4 HP is 3 more than you need.
True. So yeah, and you see all the grounded units are moving now because they can actually attack Vanessa and Irika. Like, it's actually possible to reach them. So yeah, these two eyeballs would attack Irika if Vanessa was not almost dead. That guy always attacks her for some reason. I don't know why.
He just really hates her.
Yeah. That Gorgon would also attack Irika if Vanessa were not almost dead. All right. See ya.
Oh, no animation?
I forgot. I always forget.
You look like you were prepping for it, and then just gave up.
I forgot, okay? Wow, defense. Dang. All right, so last chapter coming up.
It's a 2-part chapter.
It is a 2-part chapter.
So once
I got a frame perfect cutscene skip. I saved
Yes!
I saved 6 seconds over the record. Yes.
Nice.
Okay.
So this is also a kill the boss chapter.
Yeah, so there is a fast way to 2-turn this, but it's actually slower because Seth ends up killing like 5 extra units. And as you see, this first turn does not take long at all. So I'm better off just waiting for some units to move out of the way and then go in and get a 3-turn. It's like 10 seconds faster or something like that.
No, Tana!
So yeah, and now all the enemies are just coming back because there's like, oh, there's a yummy dude I can kill here, and all suicide.
Hey, Dorky. Oh, wait, that's Chesky.
Chesky, I don't care.
Chesky. Nice crits.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so we mentioned Pierce. Pierce and crits stack. So if you happen to land a Pierce while you get a crit, you do triple damage while the enemy has 0 defense. So it's gonna be great. You're gonna see what's gonna happen.
And
Ow. Oh, rest
No,
in peace,
Tana.
Tana. That's actually she doesn't need to die strictly, but I need someone to lure that sniper out of the way.
You should probably turn animations on for the rest of the run.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn that on. Because this guy, if Tana wasn't bait, he would go to this tile instead, and Seth will be blocked, meaning he can't kill this guy who's in the way.
Hey, go ahead, Alec.
Okay. Or what was I going to say?
Ow.
Sorry.
Here comes a really long burn coming up, because I need to manipulate a Pierce and a crit. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and...
It's not it's the less fancy animation.
Peace out. Yeah.
That did just a little bit of damage.
Just a little bit.
Just
Oh
a
yeah,
little.
actually what I was going to say is that the number that gets multiplied when you crit is the number of the amount of damage you're dealing, not the raw number. However, it becomes the raw number in effect when you negate the enemy's defense.
Yeah.
So the effect when they
Nice
synergize like that are
0
even
damage.
Yeah, he's immune to anything that's not legendary. Normally, I would do 162 damage to the boss. But I have something else planned. Oh, Vanessa died.
No.
I'm sorry, Aussie. Vanessa's dead.
No.
After all the work she put into this
Wow,
run, she's
how
dead.
could you?
Nice
Nice 0 damage crit, by the way.
Reset. Start over now.
Okay, let's see if Seth can do the job. Go, Seth, go! Woo!
No!
30% crit! Tink.
Yeah,
Ow.
3 times 0 is still 0.
So you're almost as bad at this as Pi is. Come on.
So this is for you, Ephraim fans.
Oh, shoot.
We're going to be promoting Ephraim. This is not part of the normal run, but if you're an Ephraim fan, this is for you. Your donations were not put into vain.
It's a fancy horse.
Fancy horse that came out of nowhere.
That's true. It came from the gods.
Time will be coming up soon, by the way. I will call it out.
Nice Kanto.
I always forget about that. One last dance animation.
I should note, actually, Pi does surprisingly well, at least considering he's totally blind. But it was an easy joke.
Pri's a cool guy. People like me to make fun of him. All right.
69 hit rate. Sounds good.
Yeah. See ya.
Ah, the
Ephraim gets the
beautiful
killing blue.
animation. Time is on the final save, so.
I gave Ephraim the kill at the cost of Vanessa's life after all the work she's put in. Rest in peace, Vanessa.
But at least Seth lived.
Okay.
Unlike.
Time.
1:18:10, not bad.
Yeah, sure. Applaud this guy who has no sense of gratitude.
Literally the entire run, and you kill her off.
Yes. Oh, okay. We can spend like
Well,
2
to
seconds.
be fair, the entire run was Seth. He lived.
He did.
So deaths in the run: Renak, Joshua, Amelia, Vanessa, Tana. I think.
Oh my
So
God.
that's 5 deaths out
What
of
a
like 30 characters.
bloodbath.
All right, and look at that. 127 battles, 121 kills. Welcome, Seth. All right, so that is Fire Emblem Sacred Seth.
Seth Emblem.
I have a glitch to show up, but I'm not sure if you want to do it or not because we're a little behind. Up to you.
Do we?
Your call.
Go right ahead. As far as I can tell, there's no objections here.
All right.
Yeah. The only thing I will say is there was 66 crits total in that run.
That's
Only 66?
Only 66.
Yeah.
What? I don't believe that.
All right, so I mentioned ECG. We mentioned the Mind Glitch. We mentioned Fire Tiles, Gorgon Eggs, Torch Glitch, and the Corner Tile. Those are 5 known methods to activate enemy control glitch. There is a 6th method that is basically useless in speedruns and in-game, but I will be showcasing something a little bit fun. So I've set up this fun little file on my English version. Hard mode, because, you know, hard mode. All right, so this is a skirmish. You can have wild encounters on this in the game, sort of. Yeah, this is a very good party. So, oh, I didn't manipulate this, so I forgot where everything is. But we got this. We got this.
Stop burning the frames.
Okay. I just need to remember what I did for this. That should work. And run away. Actually, no, I'll keep you around here. So this should work. Oh yeah, this should work. This will work. And you also see why English version sucks, because you have to go through the title screen each time.
Yeah.
Hey guys, how's it going? Here, let me give you the sword. Oh, thanks. And there's
Just dropped it on you.
And there should be another guy here around here somewhere. Whatever. Let's do it again. Oh no, not her.
Monster.
Okay, attack from bottom. Come on, bottom one. No, bottom dude, bottom dude, bottom dude. Hopefully there's a Revenant nearby. I did not plan this too carefully, but there should be someone nearby. Ooh, there's a guy here.
Another zombie.
I'm trying to send a claw to Convoy because it's funny. Because you can send these weapons to Convoy, and a Dragon Girl that you recruit later in the game can use them, I think. So it's pretty great.
Oh my God.
But yeah, the explanation for this glitch is, you see the snag here? This snag used to be up here. We never destroyed it in the speedrun, but basically, the tile that a snag used to be on is by default an actor tile. However, this does not work in-game. This only works in skirmishes. My personal, I didn't really look into the code or anything, but I think a reasonable explanation is that the snag has to have already been knocked down at the start of the chapter, which is why this only works in skirmishes. And so I guess this probably technically exists in Fire Emblem 7 as well, but no snags start knocked down, I believe. So like it's impossible to do that, and there are no skirmishes. But yeah, that is another method of enemy control glitch. And yeah, let me attack you. Oh, let me. Ooh, nice champ share.
Ah, what the killing edge?
No crit.
Show
Right,
up for
well,
the
yeah,
killing edge.
that's that. I'm done.
All right.
All right. Thank you, KirbyMastah, for that wonderful run. We're going to go ahead and cut to a quick commercial break, and we'll be setting up for Paper Mario. So stick around for that.